I tried filming this video many times before already, but I think because I did it too recently to the incident, I was being very emotional and maybe said some stuff that I shouldn't have said. And so some time has passed, but I'll tell you the story. Basically, I work at a fast food restaurant. I'm not going to tell you what fast food restaurant. And during my shift, some colleagues came in, but not to work with me. They were colleagues that came in to eat at the restaurant. You know, you get a discount at fast food. And then they pulled up. It was two colleagues of mine, and he went like, "Oh, look, that's Jacob. He's the best worker here." That made me happy. You know, put me in a good mood, type shit. And then yeah, you know, I go along. I keep doing my job, and then at some point, he sits down like at the edge of the restaurant, imagine here, and then diagonally across from him, a couple sits down. So it's my two colleague friends and their respective girlfriends, and then another couple here, like diagonally across from them. And it was this really big, buff, bald German guy. He didn't have cauliflower ears, so you could tell he didn't fight. He was a bitch. He's one of those bodybuilders that say, "Oh, I'm 260, I see red." But yeah, he was saying really racist stuff to my friend, and my friend was clapping back, you know, because my friend ain't a bitch. But he was staying calm, you know, seated down, like, you know, just clapping back, you know. You don't let someone talk shit to you without talking shit back. And then this German guy just stood up out of his chair and like started threatening my friend, like in public. And I was witnessing all of this, and then you know it escalated. More racist comments. Even the tall guy's girlfriend came in, started saying even more racist stuff. And you know my colleagues and my friends, they were just talking back. My friend didn't stand up once. He was seated the entire time, super calm. Even when eventually this racist German guy spat on him, like he spat on my boy, and he still stayed calm and just kept clapping back. Yeah, and then eventually it escalated, and this big, tall German guy, he was like doing as if he was gonna hit my friend, and then he like hit his hand, you know, like little boy behavior, you know, he was like, "God, you're so lucky, you're so lucky," you know, like little boy behavior. Yeah, and then eventually he hit my friend, and then my friend stood up, started defending himself, and so it was my two colleagues fighting. And then me and the colleague I was currently working with, which was also friends with those two, we came out and we helped in. You know, ain't nobody say racist shit to my friend. I realized in retrospect I probably should have stepped in sooner and tried to calm down the situation, because fighting is never what you want to do. It always ends up with more problems for everyone. The best course of action is always just to come in and just diffuse the situation. But that racist, tall, muscular German guy without cauliflower ear, just, I don't know, man, he was such a bitch, man, such low testosterone behavior. I recognize I was a bitch for not coming in sooner to stop it, but I don't know, man, I was just doing my job. Yeah, and then it escalated, and I came in, I helped out, and I'm not gonna lie, I did some violent stuff, but I realized in retrospect, I felt a bit bad because I could have done something sooner, and what I did do, I could have done better and in a more controlled manner. Instead, it was just a brawl. And I'm kind of regretful for that, right? Because I train a martial art, I train jiu-jitsu. But what's the point of training a martial art if then you're not gonna be able to use it in a street fight? My intention wasn't just to learn how to fight for sport. My intention was to learn how to fight for self-defense, as well as do it for sport, because I just happen to love jiu-jitsu, right? But that wasn't my main priority. At the beginning, I just wanted to learn how to defend myself. Then I found out, okay, I love this sport, I want to do the sport, and I want to compete jiu-jitsu. And yeah, I feel like that was kind of an ego death for me, you know. I felt good because I helped out my friend, and then afterwards we dapped each other up, and you know, I explained to him he's my boy and nobody say racist shit to you or like hit you and think they can get away with it. But yeah, I totally should have stepped in sooner or like done better. I'm a little ashamed. I think I suffered a bit of an ego death then. But yeah, what would you have done? Imagine you work at a fast food restaurant, your boy pulls up, you know, you're in a good mood, your boy pulls up, he's there eating tache, and then some racist pulls up, muscular German guy without cauliflower ear, so you know he's a bitch, starts tweaking and like being violent. Would you have gone to help your friend? Because if you wouldn't have, you're a bitch. You're a bitch. The incredible level of fucking pussy energy emanating from you, if you would not have helped, is crazy. If you would have, then you have my respect, indifferently of whether you fight or not. Just be true to yourself. Would you have attempted to go in and help? If so, then you have my respect. But remember to learn how to fight. It's very important, so that you can keep yourself safe and the people around you. Actually, you may not think of this immediately, but if you know how to fight, you're keeping your opponent safer. The attacker, you're keeping him safer by knowing how to fight, because you can be more controlled, right? I know it sounds a bit wrong to say, but let's say you're a boxer. If you just knock the guy out, then that's it. That's the end of the situation. It won't escalate anymore. You like reanimate him, and then you like control him like knee on belly. And then yeah, the cops arrive, and they arrest him, and you explain the situation. It's a lot more controlled than if an actual brawl breaks out, because then you might damage property and whatnot. I'm happy I helped, but I am disappointed that I didn't stop the situation from escalating sooner. I could have done more. Yeah. Anyway, I hate racist people, and I hate people that think they know how to fight and have to prove themselves. It's very easy to tell if someone knows how to fight or not. Do they have cauliflower ear? It is extremely simple to find out if somebody knows how to fight or not. It has nothing to do with how big they are. Can a 60-kilogram MMA fighter that trains and fights amateurishly beat a 260-pound bodybuilder? Yes, and it wouldn't be close. It would be a 10 out of 10 absolute decimation murder. And if you are not aware of that, you should spar, get humbled, suffer some ego death. That's it.